The microphones. We're on. Okay. All right, we made it.
And I'm Jordan.
Welcome to Happy Place Live. I'm Joey, and like that guy said, he's Jordan. And tonight it's Tuesday, a night of
And
debates.
nothing else is happening in the country right now.
How do I record this? What am I doing here?
You press the big red button. But I believe you have to hold down the play button at the same time.
Is that? I'm trying to record the debate right now so I can stay politically relevant here. Let's see what we're doing. Let me.
We got a lot of friends in the chat. We have History with Andrew, Sup Hyper, says hello. Betty and the Beast. Betty and the Beast. Jenny Updike. Thomas Hill with the hi-ho there. I appreciate that. And just because she popped up.
Aww.
Say something. Say something. She was cracking wise earlier and telling jokes, but I think she's a little camera shy right now.
Cracking wise and telling jokes. Jordan, happy Tuesday.
It is a happy Tuesday.
How's your day going?
It went by really fast.
Yeah.
I went into a editing time machine. You know how that works, and then suddenly it's dark out and you're like, what the heck happened? What happened?
What are you working on?
So I am working, I don't know, we teased it in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, go and take a look at that. But this next episode of Happy Place Explorers, we're going to be doing some armchair imagineering with one of my favorite television shows called Bob's Burgers.
Jordan?
It is completely out of...
Jordan pitched this idea forever ago, and I mean, knowing Jordan, it's going to be great. But I just...
If you haven't watched Bob's Burgers, this is going to be like completely out of the box, but it's sort of been our quarantine show in this house. We've watched through the series. It's like 10 seasons. We've probably watched through it 2 or 3 times, going through a 4th thing. And so it was just an idea that crossed my mind, since Disney technically bought out Fox and Bob's Burgers is now a Disney property, and it's like it's in the realm of possibility that Disney could do something with it. And it was just a little seed, and then it grew and grew, and it just became this big mess of an idea. And it's going to be out there, but I'm really proud of how it's turning out. So hopefully that'll be up before the next Happy Place Live. Give you some time to check out a few episodes of Bob's Burgers if you haven't, and try to imagine it.
Other episodes to recommend so that people can know what they're going into.
Really, you can't go wrong. It took a while for Bob's Burgers, the show, to find its footing, but it's on Hulu right now. I would recommend you start with a 3rd season. It's not like the kids stay the same age. It's like The Simpsons and Family Guy and whatnot. The characters don't age, so you can just pop in at any time. There's no arcs.
Nice.
It's just good stuff. But
very passionate about.
But my confidence in how we'll perform is in an ebb and flow. But I'm thinking it's turning out okay. But that's what I've been working on.
Well, I look forward to it. I'm sure the explorers look forward to it. It'll be good stuff here momentarily. We should talk about... There's a lot to talk about. I messaged Jordan this morning and I said, hey, what should we talk about tonight? Because nothing's going on. And then all of a sudden, there was a bunch to talk about all at once. So we are going to talk about Velocicoaster coming up here in a second. In fact, that'll be the majority of the show here in the back half. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that's the fact that Disney announced today that they're laying off... Sorry, let's be specific. Disney announced today that Disneyland, so California's Disneyland, is laying off 28,000 employees, which is a crazy number. Yes. And Michelle and I were talking about... Oh, also, if you want to know where Michelle is... Hi, Laura. Michelle Michael literally woke up like seconds before we started the live stream. So
I got to check in with him. He's doing well. He's very vocal.
Yes.
He's incredible.
He's eating right now. Oh my gosh, guys. He rolled over today in real time, and it was amazing. It was amazing. You could see him, like, struggling, and you're like, and then all of a sudden, it was just like you saw him, like, figure out, he's like, if I just put my arm down, and then, like, twist my neck, and then it was just like, boom, and I was like, oh, he's a genius.
Over.
He's a genius.
He's still an infant.
So, I don't know why I got so excited. I was talking about layoffs and I got immediately excited about my son, but let's go back to the slightly
something
depressing
horrifying
thing.
Followed by something adorable and amazing.
So Chris brings up a good point. He said, I thought the layoffs were between both coasts for Disney.
That was my understanding until I just heard you say what you just said.
Now, I just saw it reported on the news when we were waiting for the debate to come up that they were advertising it as if it's California alone. So maybe, remember, I'm not a definitive source. I don't work for Disney, so I only see like the press releases that get released.
We are merely explorers.
Yeah, we mostly this chat is just to have a conversation with you and get your thoughts on what's going on. So, yes. So if it is between the whole company, though, so that's 20,000 people, what I thought was interesting was they do reference that at Disneyland, obviously this is all because the governor hasn't released any sort of guidelines yet for the parks to reopen, but they reference how at Disneyland they had furloughed all those employees, and a big part of that, and it's to Disney's credit that was good, was even though those employees were off and weren't getting paid, they were still getting their benefits covered by the park. Like Disney was still covering their health insurance, things like that. And now it sounds like that is what is being taken away. And so, like, that is a big part of why these layoffs are happening. Because all these employees have been furloughed for a long time. Only so many went back for Downtown Disney.
Over 6 months now.
Yeah. And so Disney, to their credit, really stepped up and provided that insurance for them over those 6 months. But, I mean...
Well, even as far as Disneyland's concerned, I know that there is still a good... I think a majority have gone back to work here in the Disney World Resort. But I know there's still a good chunk of employees that hadn't gone back to work even here yet, which is crazy too, just because everything's so minimal right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see what happens, but Jordan and I just nonchalantly beforehand were like, this probably doesn't bode well for Disneyland opening in the immediate future.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd pull the plug on employees if they thought that they were going to get, like, tomorrow, Newsom was going to drop.
Right. That's the hardest thing to... Opening is easy when you have a staff.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that process is going to be that much more extended. Because what were we guessing? 2 to 3 weeks at the very least, but probably closer to 4 or 5 weeks to get prepared for an opening.
Yeah.
And now that process probably more than doubles. I mean, it sucks, but I'm thinking of it on like the most selfish of terms. And that's wrong too. It's like this is such a big deal for other people, and it's like I want you guys to ride. I want Michelle to ride Rise of the Resistance.
I know.
That's in the back of my mind in all of this, and that's not a priority at all. But that's where I.
Well, as we talk about every week, our selfishness on this side is I am, because we have such a young baby, I am looking forward to the fact that, like, I'm not excited about it. If the park opened, I'd rather people be able to go.
Buy a new time.
Yeah, exactly. Every day the park is closed is a day additional I'll have when Michael is older, and therefore there's more time there to go. Because right now we're still pretty limited in what we can and cannot do. And, I mean, if we're being honest, our home state of Wisconsin, Jordan, is doing horrible when it comes to COVID right now. A 20% positive rate on tests.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it'll be interesting to see exactly what the next couple months hold. What I'm getting at is going to Disneyland with an infant is not the responsible decision at the moment. So we'll see how things go. That's Laura saying, Michelle came to mind when I heard about this. She run out of milk and go fetch them. It was joked a few times. There were a few late nights where like Michael was up, like really late nights, and we're like both really tired. She's like, I'm gonna go get some milk real quick. So.
And you said your goodbyes, just knowing that was a possibility. Just, it's a light chance.
Yeah, Ed points out, like you said, Jordan, I just want my other friends who work at the parks in California to get their jobs back. It is, like, to that point.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're all kind of to that point. I think for a long time everyone sort of felt like things were going to get better. And Jordan, you have an interesting perspective because you live in a state that is acting and operating as if things have gotten better. And it's like...
And continually loosening restrictions, and it's by no means gone, but things have at least the perception of being okay.
I think it's talked
and so
about.
I think it's harder in California because I think it would do wonders for people in California, for the Disney company, if the governor would say, look, this is what I'm looking at. Here is an idea. We're not committing to anything. Because I think even just hinting at possible scenarios is better than not saying anything at all.
Sure.
And I'm not in leadership. I will never be in leadership. I don't know why anybody would choose to go into political office, especially around this time. But so I'm not going to pretend like I know the things that he knows or things like that, because there could be other things that we're not even aware of. I hope it's not that. I hope it's that Governor Newsom just has this like unique pass to go to Disneyland.
Oh my God.
Only he can use it, and he's just gotten a little slap happy with his exclusive pass as governor of California, and he's like, no, I don't want to share. Maybe. Put it in the maybe category.
Yep. So anyway, that's the bad news. Bad news today. Trying to find a silver lining with that. Keeping people safe, I guess. You know, can never have too much safety. But yeah, it is very... people are starting to get frustrated. Even supporters are starting to get frustrated. So we'll have to see how this goes down.
Yeah. It's hard when... Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
There's no way around it. Otherwise, before we get on to Velocicoaster, I want to talk about something else. So, I know things have been going by you, but I watched a lot of vlogs this week of people that covered the LA Haunted Hayride, and I was curious. I don't know, Betty and the Beast, they said they were going to go to that? Was it that, or was it something else? Anyway, I want to know if anybody else saw those, because
That's the Louisiana Hayride?
No. No, it is not.
Oh.
Every year, LA does this. It's like LA's haunted attraction. At the abandoned LA Zoo, they basically take you on a hayride through these like elaborate scenes and stuff, and it's super cool. Normally, but this year, every video I've seen is like it's a drive-through attraction, but nobody pops out at you, and there's no animatronics, like nothing special is going on, and then you get to like a drive-in area, which is like the theme, and they basically just like show mini short films and then have scare actors wandering around outside your vehicle, which sounds cooler on paper than it is in reality, which is like a 35-minute you just watching short film scary movies in a drive-in setting, and then it's done.
What's the price point?
$75.
Oh my gosh. Per vehicle?
Yeah. So you could do a full vehicle. No, yeah, it's not. So that's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask you if Betty and the Beast had gone to that. Oh, we wanted to go to Hayride episode of Vox, and it looks disappointing. Yeah, see, Michelle and I were the same way. And now there's no way I'm going to go. So I want to hear from somebody, if somebody does go, if they enjoyed it or not, because it looks so disappointing. Like, your time is worth more than that experience it costs you.
I have not looked into any of this at all.
Andrew went to Downtown Disney for his birthday and decided to vlog.
Score.
I'm excited. Okay, so then Ed brings up the next thing that I was going to talk about, is that meanwhile, Knott's Berry Farm, which Ed, by the way, Ed, I forgot to tell this, I forgot to mention this last week on the vlog, or last week on the live stream. The live Ed vlogs.
Oh, they're amazing.
It's incredible. So we've had Taste of Knott's, which was awesome. And then we had a full breakdown of multiple different areas at the San Diego Safari Park, which was incredible as well. And so I am loving it. But yeah, Ed went to this.
Got an amazing knack for intros. If you're not in the Facebook group, it's worth being in the Facebook group.
It's Jordan quality, but he's more concise.
How do I say it? I mean, you're 100%. That's accurate.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so Ed did Taste of Knott's, and it looked awesome. And I've watched vlogs, and Taste of Knott's looks awesome. And then now they are doing Taste of Fall Oween at Knott's, and it's basically, if you've ever been to Knott's Scary Farm, it's basically all of the Knott's Scary Farm elements, but built around a food festival, which means that no haunted houses, but you do have all of, like, the ghost town is themed. They have different treat trails, which are awesome, with animatronics from the haunted houses. Like, it's incredible. Jordan, have you watched any of these videos yet?
Mm-mm.
It's like maybe the best. It's your perfect haunted event, because there's like nothing.
You said audio animatronics, so that piqued my interest. I think I'm very much in the minority among the explorers. I have little to no interest in haunted hay rides and events and haunted houses, at least by myself. You won't see me covering those. But hearing what you just said about animatronics, I'm keen to maybe look into that one at least.
I think you would love it because it's so it's the Halloween environment without pop-out scares, which is like your issue. You don't like jumping.
Why be scared when you could eat a lollipop or something? You know, I could have worded that better. There's better experiences than being scared. Way better than eating a lollipop, but
yeah.
All I'm saying is, why?
We had such a good live stream last week, and this one is just off to Bubby's. Point is, there's a lot of Halloween events going on out there. Most of them seem like they're missing the mark, but Knott's Taste of Halloween sounds amazing. Looks amazing. I'm excited for Ed, our field reporter, to get footage and tell us how it is, because it'll be good. I'm surprised. Betty and the Beast, are you guys going? I can't remember what event you guys said you were going to, but yeah. I really wanted to. It sounds like it's sold out now, though. But they opened up more days previously. Or more days on the Taste of Knott's. Jordan.
Yeah, I know they have a drive-through. Chris Carr brings up they have drive-through haunts here in Central Florida. And I know of one in particular where it's like $35 a car. But I think it's probably pretty similar to that Louisiana hayride you were talking, or I committed my own, the hayride you're talking about. I think it's maybe a little lackluster.
I would disagree, and I would pay for you to go to that.
Again, I don't watch it, so I don't know.
I think it'd be pretty great.
Have you? So you've watched the drive-through one?
Yeah.
Is it possible for me to drive and vlog? I'm assuming are these people that are filming this, are they by themselves?
You cannot film and drive. So you'd have to have a passenger in the car with you. So the passenger would have to film you. You would be driving. So the driver can't film. You can film, but the driver can't be filming. So there's that. Also, all of the scares happen at designated spots, which is cool because that means that you can come like you
calmly.
Yes. So you can like come to a stop, and then they have a little scene, and then there's a scare, and then they put you through to another stop. So you'll never be driving while there's a scare, which is important.
Someone Bigfoot runs in front of that. That would be my worst fear, is that I would hit the brake.
Hit the brake.
Well, that too, if you do it abruptly. Yeah. But I meant the gas.
All right. So, all that said, lots of stuff going on, but we should talk about what this video is actually about, which is...
There is some positive news.
There is. Universal Islands of Adventure announced that they are finally opening their Jurassic roller coaster, which has been being built forever.
That's what that thing was.
Yeah. A roller coaster.
I had no idea they were doing it.
It has been being built since I don't know.
Like a year.
Yeah,
over a year.
It's basically complete.
In plain sight.
And they only just announced it. But yeah, it should be pretty awesome. Let's see.
They've literally loaded velociraptors during park hours.
Yeah, here's the video that they announced for launch. Oh.
Get ready for a new species of roller coaster. If I can be honest right now, these look more like 6-foot turkeys.
I love it. Here, wait. I want to point something out. So, in this video, they have like this random fire effect. Right here in the corner. See it?
Hey, Daisy.
Cat trouble. Oh boy.
Daisy, let's watch the Velocicoaster.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I didn't push my chair out all the way. Now I have a cat.
What's happening?
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. Let's watch.
So again, see these like flames up here? What does that have to do with Jurassic Park?
Weren't there flames on the door?
Yeah, but these are like explosions. Watch.
Like, whoa.
Bursts of flames.
Maybe the raptors did it.
It's possible.
They are the apex predator.
Yes. Anyway, so this roller coaster is supposed to be the tallest and fastest roller coaster in Florida. It's going to be 70 miles per hour, which is pretty crazy.
That's fast.
Yeah. And then... Where's the... Let's see here.
So this is done by a company called Intamin.
Yeah.
Which I didn't... The thought that there are roller coaster companies is not a thought that crossed my mind ever until I went to the IAPA Expo last year.
That's right.
So I saw all these different roller coaster booths, and it was like a light bulb went off in my head. It's like, oh yeah, I guess somebody has to make these. I just thought Disney was like, yeah, let's put a track there, but someone has to make these tracks. But I guess Intamin is one of the most respected roller coasters, and I don't think there's very many Intamin attractions here in Orlando. I would have to look it up a little closer to be sure. But I know this, I'm pretty sure this Iron Gwazi, is it? Now I gotta look it up.
Well, that's what...
This Iron Gwazi coming to Busch Gardens, I think, is Intamin, but Ed
said that is also the tallest. That's the tallest ride. Thank you for fact-checking, Ed. That's the tallest ride in Florida at 200 feet, which is interesting because that's how big Raging Bull is in Chicago, Jordan.
Iron Gwazi is not Intamin.
This POV here is a fan-made POV by Amusement Insider. Feel free to check out their YouTube page. But the reason I'm showing it right now is like it's shockingly realistic, like in terms of what the actual ride looks like. I cannot believe how built it out it is.
So this is accurate to the track layout?
Yes, 100%.
How do they know?
Because the track layout's been there. The track layout's been there forever.
I suppose.
He literally constructed it. So they were basically, this is like what the ride will be like.
One thing I really like about this is that it, and especially this trailer, it implies that there are going to be at least some brief show scenes on this roller coaster.
Yeah, allegedly the rumor
I don't know
is...
if it'll be enough.
Go ahead.
I don't know if it'll be enough to warrant itself as a story coaster.
I think
there will definitely be some animatronics.
I think you will be pleasantly surprised because it sounds like what they're planning on doing is this is the 70-foot launch as they go up the main hill. It's also a long roller coaster. Anyway, okay, so I think the thing that'll surprise you is there'll be a big pre-show story that I think will play into whatever like the actual coaster is. So I think you'll have a pre-show and a post-show, and the post-show is what will feature the animatronics, which, if you've been on Jurassic World the ride, you've seen how they did the blue animatronic walking, which that'll kind of show you probably what you'll be dealing with any sort of animatronic stuff. But
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hear a lot of what you just said.
It's fine.
I got totally. I think that barrel roll over the water is gonna whoa like that.
Yeah.
So right before the unload, basically.
Yeah, there'll be like a little show scene. It won't be as cool as this.
Awesome.
That'd be much cooler. There's no way they know what the show scene is, but the ride layout, 100%. So yeah, should be pretty exciting. I'm pretty jealous of you, honestly, Jordan, because like when this opens next year, if you have an annual pass, you could ride that thing all the time.
I think by that time I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna be able to put it off anymore.
So we talked about this beforehand. You have never ridden the Hagrid's. Well, sorry, you have never watched a Hagrid's POV, right?
Not that I can remember. I've seen like clips, so I know that I know certain aspects of it, but I've never seen it in its entirety yet.
So, do you want to watch it? Because I've got it ready and loaded up with the mindset of showing how Universal has taken leaps and bounds. And let me backtrack that statement. How Universal Orlando has taken leaps and bounds to really up their ante for rides. Because that Hagrid ride is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that is also an Intamin attraction as well.
Yeah, it's the same principal idea. There's several launches throughout it. This one is just a more extreme version of that.
Yeah. Let's I want to watch it.
Do you? Or do you want to wait?
No, let's do it. We're talking about it. And a roller coaster POV is not nearly the same as a Rise of the Resistance POV or Beauty and the Beast POV, which, man, more and more are popping out. That ride in high def is something.
Mm-hmm. Chris asks, do you think the Jurassic Park Land section in Universal will get the Jurassic World overlay that it was done in California? Which I do. I guess the word on the street is that it was supposed to, and then because of budget... Actually, it was supposed to get the exact same river adventure overlay that California got, like changing the whole thing. But they shifted it to a brand new ride, which was this coaster, which is a good thing because... If you've seen all my video rants, you know that although I've come around to Jurassic World the ride, it is far inferior to Jurassic Park the ride in its heyday. So River Adventure is still the original ride, Jordan, at Islands of Adventure. So
right, and I think it'll stay that way, even if this ride is like fully successful.
Oh, hold on. Ed saying Universal has done a pretty darn good job considering their space limitations. You're right, Ed, and we've talked about that in the past with Harry Potter and stuff like that, but I don't think that what they did to Jurassic World the ride was what they should have done to Jurassic World the ride. Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Man.
Yep. Point is...
Dinosaur animatronics.
Yep. Well, I love what they did in Florida. They should have done, and they did do this in Hollywood too, is they have that Triceratops meet and greet, and they have the blue meet and greet, and they have the blue meet and greet in Florida as well. And what's cool about that is it actually makes you feel like you're in the environment because those puppets look more realistic even than animatronics. You can interact with it, or at least you could have. I don't know how it is with COVID now. I'm sure you can't touch these things anymore. I was able to try
person.
The Triceratops.
Like the Triceratops looks real even on video.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Velociraptor.
Yes.
I don't know what just happened. That doesn't look like it does like it looks in the. What is happening to my brain? Hold on.
Are you having a stroke?
Velociraptor.
There you go. There it is.
The Velociraptor doesn't look like it does in the films. And that takes me out of any kind of meet and greet that I've seen so far with Blue the Raptor. But I would probably concede that it probably feels different to be standing right next to it in person. Or maybe not.
No, it's the meet and greet stuff is incredible.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like
how did it feel?
I was the first time. Well, I mean, I know sometimes we talk about how people exaggerate, like a lot of vloggers might exaggerate their opinions on certain things, be overly excited when really it's just like, it's cool, but it's not worth like people start crying for stuff. When I saw the Triceratops come out of that thing unexpectedly for the first time, because I was there Michelle and I were leaving for Hawaii the next day. So I was there hoping that Jurassic World was soft open that day. So I went for like literally 2 hours I went before we had to like start packing and heading out. And the frickin' Triceratops like walks out. I'm like, whoa. And then immediately ran over because it was I was like slightly shaking as I was like, they're like, yeah, you can pet it. And I'm like, this is incredible. Adam the Woo is behind me, petting over my shoulder. Five Fires, Mondo from Five Fires is next to me. And I'm just sitting there petting this thing, and I'm like, this is literally my childhood dream come to life.
It looks so like authentic. It is the Triceratops from Laying on the Ground who
It's amazing.
Bypass the Lycian Convention.
They have
contingency. My gosh.
No. It has they have like a water effect in its nose so it can sneeze.
That's disgusting.
But it's
totally inappropriate in 2020.
Well, that's true. But water, so it sneezes on the ground, and like the like whoever the workers or whatever is like, it's okay, she's sick, and it's like, oh my god, this is the movie.
I don't know how they like because you get like up close and you have the camera like right up to the skin.
Yeah.
I would guess that was like a real reptile pelt or whatever.
It felt amazing.
Or skin. It was real.
It was.
It has trainers.
It was real. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just like, I'm missing that more than anything. That Universal, for everything that I criticized about Jurassic World, the ride, Universal, like, nailed it, retheming that little area down there to a Jurassic World-themed area. Because that feels incredible to just sit there and, like, because they have, rather than having music, it's just nat sound. So you, like, hear the dinosaurs, like, dinosaur noises and all the jungle noises.
They don't have music pumping in there?
No. On the ride, they do. Once you go into the ride line and stuff, they do. But if you're just, like, sitting on the benches and stuff, or by the Isla New Bar, remember playing words? They have, it's just the ambiance, the regular music. Oh.
That's kind of how Pandora is here. There's no instrumentals in the park. Or in that land.
Do you see what Laura commented? It wasn't a reptile, Jordan. It was a spoon-billed duck.
Did I not say that? I thought my brain was thinking spoon-billed duck.
It's a throwback. It's a deep throwback right there.
Remember, I saw the spoon-billed duck.
Whoa! Distory with Andrew. Let's talk about a controversial topic. How Cars 2 is the best.
That is controversial.
Wait, has this happened before in the chat and we missed it? It's give it up, Andrew. Cars 2 is hot garbage.
Cars 2.
It's the worst.
So
it's the
here's a
worst
story
Pixar film.
about Cars 2. We went to go see Cars 2 in the theater. And I thought Cars was just okay. But when Cars 2 was announced, I rewatched Cars, and I really came around to Cars. Cars 1, Cars, the first one, I would put in a top 10 Pixar list. I don't know where, but it would make it somewhere. I really like Cars, the first one. And so I was genuinely excited for Cars 2. And so we got our tickets. We were excited, and we sat down, and I was like, oh man, I need to go to the bathroom before this starts. And it was sort of like an emergency. And so I went to the bathroom, went inside, ran in, started doing my business, and
what is happening?
And then I heard some women walk in. And that's when I realized that in the chaos of my needing to try to get done before the trailer started and it being a slight emergency, I had cluelessly, carelessly gone directly into the women's bathroom, and that was the worst feeling in the world. And I sat there for like I tried to quietly finish what I was doing, and then it was like you have to like really evaluate how you're going to, because you have to like have speed on your side because you don't know what's coming. You have to make sure that no one else is in there. I was probably in there for several minutes before I literally sprinted out of that bathroom. And as far as I know, I went undetected. But I will say, whether a movie is wonderful or not, that experience is the worst way to start a movie. And so I went back into there, fully embarrassed, sat down in the theater. I'm thinking, this movie had better be good. And it was not. And so now Cars 2 always triggers that moment where full-on panic and shock came over me. And the movie didn't make up for it.
Holy cow.
That's a true story.
I've never heard that story.
Luckily, it's the only time that's happened. But yeah, Cars 2. So that is a controversial I mean, we haven't even talked about the film. But just for that experience being tied to it, that is why Cars 2 is the least best Pixar movie. And I say least best because Cars 2 does have some qualities that are okay.
Ed's comment.
Mm-hmm.
That's Jordan's life most of the time. It's a wacky 90s comedy.
It's wacky. It was a wacky experience.
I've never heard that story from you before.
Yeah. I don't think I even told the people I was with. I held on to that for a while. I've told people about it, but it wasn't one of my shining moments.
Oh my god. That's so good. I mean, it's awful, but it's hilarious.
It's awful. Can you imagine, though, how quickly that story could have derailed? Like, as I'm literally sprinting out of this women's bathroom, if I, like, ran into somebody or...
Yeah, the sprinting doesn't look good.
It doesn't, but I didn't feel like I needed to take my time.
Oh my gosh.
I just had to get in there.
Oh. Well, I don't know how we're going to recover from this, because I can't think about anything now except for this experience. Should we just watch the Harry Potter roller coaster?
Let's do it.
Call it a day. What's going on with the debate right now? I know we're not supposed to talk politics, but
I think a lot of old men are having conversations, probably with elevated voices at times, would be my guess.
That makes sense.
And one of them is like, "Hey, hey, you're wrong," and the other guy's like, "No, you're wrong." And then that extended for 90 minutes.
So we're borrowing this this POV from the Potter Collector on YouTube. Feel free to check them out. Give them
It's
a
a
sub.
pretty nifty logo, actually.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean they're legit. It's like 300K stuff. All right, Jordan, ready?
So
Hold on. What do you
I
need?
know we're on like a buggy and
Yeah. So it
motorcycle.
opens. You're on a motorcycle, and there's two different seats. One is like the passenger car. One is like the main driver. Okay.
I feel like you'd want to be the main driver.
Let me give you some sound here. You're all right.
So this is the beginning of
Yeah.
the roller coaster.
All right. So Hagrid's talking to you, and then all of a sudden it's like you get a little blast off thing. So
Boom, launch. I like all the foliage.
it's very themed when you consider this is where Dueling Dragons was.
What was the turnaround time on this? Because
This
I
took
will admit that I wasn't following it as much as I
Here's
follow it today.
some nifty animatronics here.
Oh, whoa, look at that.
The Hagrid animatronic. It's like one
I
look.
like it already. But I feel like this like came up out of nowhere.
I mean, they were working on it for a while, but yeah, when it opened quick.
Yeah.
They didn't really. It was the same thing. They didn't really release any information about it besides the fact that we knew it was a Harry Potter roller coaster, and everyone assumed it was in the Forbidden Forest.
This seems pretty like chill, like a smooth experience.
Yeah. Now, how long? Another animatronic.
Oh, is that the
That's
dogs?
Fluffy.
Wait, was that car in flight?
Um.
Had the appearance of flight?
Yeah. I think it's just. I think it may just be crashed. In that.
Backwards.
All right. So this is where this ride gets crazy here.
I see the light. Where are we?
It says you're tangled in a devil's snare.
Oh no.
And then
We gotta get out of here.
Jordan. So
Jeez.
it's hard to see what just happened. But
What just happened?
the track dropped from one story to another. As if you were falling out of the devil's snare. So you cast a spell and the track goes, you're literally on, as Rise of Resistance has an elevator, you're on a track that is a drop track. So it goes like this, fast drop to this. And then all of a sudden you're on a different track.
Back it up. I know that's probably hard to tell,
It's just so dark.
but now I'm gonna look closer.
Okay, start backing up. Hagrid says you're tangled in Devil's Snare, and then he's like, repeat the spell. Then you yell the spell.
And then that's it.
Yeah, it's because the light turns off, so it's hard to tell. But yes, you literally drop a story.
Is that the reason it has... Whoa! Is that the reason it is plagued with issues?
Probably, right? Because I've never seen anything like that in a roller coaster before.
I didn't even know that was possible.
That's it. And then you come around the corner here, and there's one last animatronic.
Go by it slowly. Take it in.
Yep. It's a unicorn.
Oh, it's a unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
And it's offspring.
That's right.
Thank you so much for
Hey, it's
watching.
that guy.
If you're new
Is that the Potter Collection?
Give that guy a sub. Anyway, moral of the story,
How about
Jordan. Universal really went above and beyond with that roller coaster, so I have high hopes for this Jurassic World roller coaster.
I think it'll be good. The trailer was pretty cool. I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to be really cool.
Indeed. Well, this is the first day that I've sort of run out of topics to talk about. If you guys have any questions, feel free to throw us away in the chat. Otherwise, Jordan's just going to sing O Tannenbaum for 20 minutes.
Oh, Tannenbaum. Actually, I don't know the rest of the lyrics to O Tannenbaum.
We're losing
I know,
a lot of viewers. I'm kidding.
Immediately. Guys, we talked about it briefly last week. But
that's right.
Thanks to Ed's San Diego Padres, the Brewers have made it in to the playoffs.
Against all odds. When is their game?
Yep. It's tomorrow in your neighborhood.
That's right. They get to play the LA Dodgers. What if the Brewers eliminate the Dodgers?
I told you this. Especially in light of today's news, 2020 has arguably been the worst for the state of California. The Brewers are entering the playoffs, and I don't want to take away from that victory at all whatsoever, but they are entering the playoffs with a losing record. They are still in the top 16 of teams. They earned their spot fair and square, but they are there with a losing record. What would be the most 2020 thing to happen for the losing record Milwaukee Brewers to come and unseat the highest record LA Dodgers, presumably playing San Diego in the next series, also in California? It would also be 2020. Who knows? That's right. Ed's right. Houston also went in with a losing record.
Ed is remarkably good at fact-checking us.
It is.
Brewers Astros World Series.
That would be something.
The MLB would never let it happen.
No, I think you're right.
They'd shut that down.
But that's
I think Michael just rolled over again.
Man, he's a rolling fiend.
I'm so jealous.
Ask her to shout how it went.
Give me a play-by-play.
Joey, would it make
Chris.
you feel better if I rolled over for you?
Thank you. Chris, I am for the Cubs. Sorry, Milwaukee is one of our biggest fans.
The feeling's mutual in the most respectful way. This is something relatively new for Brewers fans.
What, 3 years in the playoffs?
Consistency in making the playoffs.
Well,
barely squeaking by into the playoffs.
I went to it wasn't last year. It was the year before, where they were at Game 7, the game before the World Series. Yeah, I was at Miller Park for that.
Yeah.
Those tickets were a lot of money, and I was like, I had drank the Kool-Aid. I was all in. I was like, oh, we're going. Then we didn't. We lost to the Dodgers.
That's why this week is about retribution.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're spelling out a Cinderella story. This has nothing to do with Disney parks, but I think it's important that we acknowledge it. What do you read?
Hi, SeaWorld and Lego. What is that? Lego Fan Disney Parks 2017. Nice to meet you.
I feel like we know a lot about you already.
SeaWorld and Lego Land Fan Disney Parks 2017. I got it. We got you. We see ya. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Man.
It feels unnerving. I like showing off the logo, but
with it forward, it's just a non-thing for you. Hey, so we just want to say thank you guys for stopping by tonight. I know the debate is on. We're going to check out the highlights afterwards. I know times are a little trying in the U.S., so... but we appreciate you being here. Hopefully...
It's good to have a happy place to go to when times are like these. And it's times like these that you learn to live again.
I knew right away. I was like, oh, here it comes. Here's Foo Fighters.
It's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
time.
Laura wants to see the cats one more time.
Oh, she's sleeping. She's easily accessible.
Yes, Laura. Baby
For
Michael rolled over by himself again, and everyone was very excited downstairs. So I was like, oh, crap. I gotta see my baby. What
Hey.
cat is that?
I love dangling my kitties. All right, ready?
Yep.
Ready? Roll over.
Aww.
She had help though. I'm cheating.
Look at her.
Isn't she so tiny still?
She's still a baby.
Yep.
She's
She
like
always will.
little like teenager. Also,
Well, she sticks her feet out like that. What's going on?
look at her. She's like watching something.
She will get lost in the TV sometimes.
What was I gonna say? The Javier, that roller coaster was in Orlando at Islands of Adventure. Betty's got
And
it.
it's right
Betty's
by
got it.
Hogwarts. There we go.
Jordan has never been to Islands of Adventure, which is crazy because we went to Islands of Adventure immediately following Jordan's wedding.
See, I went to Disney World immediately after my wedding.
We also went there.
That's right.
Yeah, we were at Disneyland World at the same time, but did not see each other there because one of us was celebrating our honeymoon and the other one was going to Disney World.
Not knowing, not even thinking it was an inkling that I'd be living here and vlogging
It's
it,
true.
doing that in a relatively short period of time from that moment.
That's true.
But here we are. Here we are.
Javier saying, gotta convince the fiance to stay another day so we can go do that too. Dude, if you've never been to Islands of Adventure, you are in for a treat. It is amazing. We've talked about it before. That's one of my favorite theme parks, period.
Why?
Why?
Mention to me, because I've never been there. I know a lot about what is there, but sell me on Islands of Adventure.
All right, so it's not Universal Studios normally is very focused on the studio element, but Islands of Adventure was the first time they shifted to immersive universes. So it was actually like their ride the movie stuff was accurate. So they have multiple different lands, one of which was a totally original themed what's it called? Like mythical gods, like Greek kind of stuff. It's called the Lost Continent. And they had stuff like, they had a walk through animatronic attraction, which it still has, but it sounds like it's on the way out, called Poseidon's Fury, which sounds...
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
I thought it was gone already.
No, I think it might be closed right now. I don't know if they're going to open it post-COVID or not, but it was a whole little area. That's where Dueling Dragons used to be. And then and as you know, Dueling Dragons and that whole mythical continent area was technically a recycled version of what Beastly Kingdom was supposed to be in Animal Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So, one, there's that. Two, there's a whole Dr. Seuss themed area called Seuss Landing that has a Cat in the Hat dark ride. It has a Thing 1 and Thing 2 kind of random stuff. It's just like all this sort of different things. Then,
What's interesting about that, while you're talking about it, is that that whole area was the concept designer who oversaw that project was McNair Wilson, who we interviewed on this channel.
Really?
He talked. We had such a long conversation when we talked, but he talked for a good chunk of time about that. I could probably make a part 2 out of that conversation that we had. He talked for a little bit about how once he left MGM Studios, basically, he went and was hired by Universal for a stint of time,
Wow.
and that was his main project, was designing aspects of that land.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, on the other side of the bay, because it has it's all made to be like little islands. Yes.
Right.
And so on the other side they have Superhero Island, which is Marvel based because that's how the contract works with Disney. And so they have an incredible Spider-Man ride, like infinitely better than the Transformers ride at Universal. Similar technology, but it's amazing. They have an Incredible Hulk roller coaster, which is a themed roller coaster that I think you'd like a lot. Then they have this launch, like kind of drop tower thing called Doctor Doom Drop. But all of the rides have pre-shows. It feels very Disney. And then you start going, there's one more, what's that called? Like Ripsaw Falls and like Popeye thing. What's the name of those cartoons?
Dudley Do-Right?
Yeah, but like the name of the cartoons are like a certain name. Like Rocky and Bullwinkle and stuff.
J. Ward. The Ward.
Is that what it is? Anyway, they have a whole land theme to that. And then you get to my ultimate thing, which is a Jurassic Park themed land, which has in-themed element restaurants, food items, concessions, like game stands. It's incredible.
Way more than Hollywood Studios.
Yes, and they've got like full like Dinoland USA like walk through Amber Mine. That's all made for like kids.
Oh, cool.
It's amazing. And then they have all the Harry Potter stuff, which is incredible because there's a cross. They have a ride, the Hogwarts Express, that goes from one park to the other. So you can actually get on the train, and it will take you to the other land, which is in the other park.
Of itself is like its own ride.
Yes.
How do they do that when, like, you have to scan a pass? I would assume that implies that you have access to both parks.
Yeah, you'd have to have a park hopper.
Even get interesting.
Yes, Laura, Joey, our paleontologist. Literally, as a kid, the first time we went to... Okay, so we're at 2 minutes left, and we're going to wrap this up in the fast story. The first time I ever went to Orlando... No, the second time I ever went to Orlando, it was for this CBI College Broadcasters Awards, and we were nominated for a show that we had done in college. And so we went down and stuff like that. And while I was there, it was like my senior year of college. I'm like, you know what? We're going to go to Orlando. I don't know the next time I'm going to be here. Or we're going to go to Universal Studios Orlando because I don't know the next time I'm going to be here. And so we went to Islands of Adventure. And oh my gosh, when I walked into Jurassic Park, it was unbelievable. Jordan, they have, and I've shown you it before, they have the visitor center. And you walk in, and they have the skeletons over, like, with the staircase surrounding them. It is literally the exact same thing. It's amazing.
Yeah, that would be stunning.
It's amazing. So
I desperately want to get there, and I will one of these days. It just hasn't been a priority yet, but
Wendy.
We're going at one point. Hi, Wendy.
Then yeah, so that's the gist of that. That's all I got. I'm so
excited.
I know, I just was very long-winded. Anyway, thank you all for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Sorry it was kind of a chaotic end here, but
sometimes when we are going, we hit, I don't want to say walls, but we sort of run out of things that we can think to talk about. But I know we have a wealth of ideas within our Explorer community. So if there's ever anything you guys want to see us dive into or talk about on one of these, leave a comment. Not necessarily in the live stream, because I don't know how long this stays up, but leave a comment on the video, like an actual comment.
Oh yeah.
And we'll try to incorporate that in future topics, because I think this originally was born out of the idea that we would cover like news stories and cover current theme park events, but lately there's just less and less to to talk about. It's been cool the last couple weeks with like new rides and stuff opening, and it'll only get better. We got holidays coming, and we'll celebrate those here too.
We'll see.
But any kind of, oh come on.
I know, right at the end.
But you guys are just as much a part of Happy Place Tuesdays, Happy Place Live here, so definitely give us your ideas and all that.
Ed, love having this hours, guys. This is fun, even when it's just having an early extended Wisconsin goodbye. Yep.
It's true.
That's us. Anyway.
Anytime we made up by actually starting on time, we're taking it back right now.
Thank you, Laura, for being here as always. Thanks SeaWorld, Legoland Fan, Disney Parks 2017 for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Thanks,
Wow,
Javier.
That flowed
That's
very
right.
well in comparison to the first time.
I'm way better.
SeaWorld, Legoland Fan, Disney Parks 2017. But I think there's a space there so we can take a breath.
So you got to space it out?
It's SeaWorld, Legoland Fan, Disney Park 17.
Otherwise, as we wrap up, things to look forward to. Javier is going to Walt Disney World. Maybe he'll see Jordan. I'm hoping that they do, because I think it could make for a fun vlog.
We're going to try really hard to make it happen.
Sounds like Distry with Andrew might be going to Disney World, so that'll be cool. Distry with Andrew is going to have his first video soon, so go over to that page, give that a like, and subscribe over there.
Michael is rolling over.
And Michael's rolling over. And I will, Betty. I will say hi to Michelle and Michael. Thank you. Hi, Daniel. Everyone's so nice. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. And, Jordan? Time to say goodnight.
Till next time. Yeah, we'll say goodnight. And until next time, we'll be here Tuesday. And, man, it is hot in here. I'm just going to take this off real quick. Ugh. There we go. Man, I was holding in a lot of heat. But, all right, where was I? Until next time.
Thanks, Ed. Good night, Anakin.
Until next time. We'll see ya in the happy place. Bye.
Bye.